Okay, so I'm going to address the 4 immigration statuses. Actually, there are 4 immigration statuses, but we'll only address 3, which is the 3 that we work with. Each of these statuses impacts your finances differently. Number 1, non-immigrant visas. There are about 80 non-immigrant visa types divided into about 20 categories. I'm going to address a couple of the main ones. The main categories are 1, work visas. And we talk a lot about work visas. Work visas go all the way from H-1B, TN, O1, L1, E3, all the way to H-1B1 visa. The characteristics of each make a huge difference in how we apply. For example, if you're on an E3 visa, your spouse can work. If you're on a TN visa, your spouse cannot work. Now, you also need to take into consideration dual intentionality of each visa, especially if you're planning on pursuing the green card. In the show note, I'm going to add a graphic that talks about what happens with each of these visa statuses if you lose a job. The next category under the non-immigrant visa type is what's called the G4 visa. The G4 visa is granted to foreign nationals who come to the US to work for international organizations such as the World Bank and the IMF. What's so key and interesting and important about the G4 visa is that a holder of a G4 visa is considered a non-resident for tax purposes, but may still be required to file US taxes on other US income. As a G4 visa holder, you're exempt from paying taxes on US wages and are therefore not eligible to use what's called the substantial presence test, which is what we use to determine the number of days spent in the country for US income taxes. But here's the tricky thing about the G4 visa. For estate planning purposes, you could be considered to have domicile in the US, which leads to all kinds of tax complications. Okay. Now, the next category, we've just addressed the non-immigrant visa category. The next category is the green card holder, permanent residency. The key thing with the green card, and we have an episode that goes into this, it's supposed to be permanent. It means you've left your country and you've moved to the US and you're going to permanently reside here. Leaving the US for extended periods without special permission can result in the revocation of the green card, yet have continued US tax obligations. So it's interesting that when people claim the difference between the green card and the US passport is that the green card holder cannot vote. True, but there's way more than that. There are real tax implications in estate planning, including estate taxes.